Hello and welcome today to Lunday. Here, this is the best of what Belgium has to offer in terms of defense. We're going to check out the different booths here and we'll start right away. Music. We're arriving at ZSE Technologies, who are bringing us lots of small innovations and keeping up with the pace of Ukraine. Here you have fiber optic transport for 30-kilometer, 20-kilometer music. Behind the classic first-person view, I want to say, but in the end, for us, it's not that common yet. We still see sensors that are well-designed. They also have a micro-drone powered by 2 regular batteries. It lacks sensors, but works with microsensors as well. It helps avoid the need for rechargeable batteries all the time. What's nice here on the other side is the mesh. What is mesh? It means they have the ability to transmit information, to act as a modem in the sky, and in this way create kinds of networks. The drone can travel a few kilometers between points, but placing multiple drones in a row lets each act as a communication relay. Even with electronic warfare, the drone's signal is stronger than the enemy's because it's closer to the target. We'll guide our first-person view kamikaze drone by standard communication right up to impact. So that's also the advantage in the city. In environments where the signal isn't very strong, you can land one of the drones on the roof of a building just on a corner. Then, like that, you can even guide ground drones on the ground or bring aerial drones into a building. Because it picks up the signal right in front, so that's something that's really anticipated, and as far as I know, it's not operational yet in Ukraine. They're at the final prototype stage, and it's coming soon. All without any Chinese equipment. That means here you have electronics that will be Belgian, American, and also from the United States of America. So now we're able to do without the Chinese completely. We're getting there. We're now arriving at British Solutions with Simon. Hello, Simon. Hello. This is extreme mobility, right? Absolutely.
So here you have a 4x4. There are 4 1,200 kilowatt motors. This is what we really call an overkill machine. It can do everything, go up and down stairs, handle sand, snow in the most dangerous conditions. We have a range of 80 kilometers. We can go up to 45 kilometers per hour, and here we can fit 2 soldiers. So that's no problem at all. We also have trailers that support any adaptations, including racks and weapons.
And who uses this?
Today, several armies use it. Singapore's army, the United States Army, 9 French paratrooper units, and it's being tested in a few other European armies.
Because it's airdroppable.
It's completely airdroppable, absolutely, totally. It was tested, yes, in a chamber just in case, but it was fully tested and validated, especially by the French paratroopers.
Excellent, well done, and you also did a great job with the decoration. Congratulations.
The decoration is Stringo equipment, so it's equipment that can exactly replicate parts of apartments to put the operators in real-life situations and allow them to work, to make port openings, angle openings, and so on, in a completely safe way.
We can go in, walk around, and shoot as much as we want. It holds up.
No, it doesn't hold up.
Well, it's made to block.
But it's made to recreate environments that could be hostile one day to allow operators to train. There are no fragments. It's eco-friendly equipment, and it's modular as you wish, so it can be assembled and disassembled.
That's accessible to civilians. The Belgian army used sand equipment with the anti-tank 4. Do you know that pun? The 84 for anti-tank number 4, but also because it's 84 mm in English, 84. So that's heavy stuff. It shoots straight. It's complementary with the Acheron, the other system products that come from MBDA, where we're going straight to MBDA in Belgium. They're coming back now. First, because the Belgians had the good idea to choose the Acheron missile porteur as their anti-tank missile. But the Belgians, had given up their air defense capability. Unfortunately, so now the Mistral 3 is coming back. Back then, Belgium had the Mistral 1 to basically defend against targets at short range. Mistral 3 is returning to the Belgian army, restoring its capability. For the intermediate level, they selected the Mistral and the Nassam. I say chose because sometimes in Belgium it's not really clear if they choose or if it's imposed on them. For long distances, Sante may return to using the Aster 30, including the B1NT version. Now you also need to protect yourself from ballistic missiles. We're arriving at KNDS with Pierre-André. Hello, Pierre-André, big day. The Griffon is revealed. Assuming the Belgians have almost fully integrated KNDS's tools into their army by aligning with France.
Exactly. Belgium chose to acquire the same capabilities to have maximum synergy in training, logistics, maintenance, and also doctrine. To ensure true interchangeability and interoperability, they wisely chose to standardize with minimal variations.
That's good. That's the MEPAC. That's it. That's the one. I need to see it.
So this is the MEPAC indeed. It's the latest of the Griffons, since its development only started in 2020. And the first ones have only been delivered in France since last year, and they will be delivered to Belgium in a few years. It will still take a little more time.
What caliber is the mortar? Here?
It's a rifled 120 mm mortar from Thales Las. It's the same weapon as the towed mortar, but this time mounted in a vehicle with a much higher rate of fire, simply because you don't need to get out to load the shells. And then, it's a vehicle that offers the same shoot and scoot capability as the Caesar. That means arriving, preparing the mission, getting to the firing zone, firing, and leaving. Before being detected and targeted by counter-battery fire. That changes everything.
Remember, there are multiple Griffon versions with entirely different bases.
The main versions are the infantry vehicle subfamily, covering all infantry regiment and engineering versions, the command post vehicle, the artillery observer vehicle, which is actually quite different, and the medical version, plus a field workshop version called the ELI, which also carries quite a lot of different equipment, including a small crane to lift the tires.
Behind us, we can also see the Caesar. The Belgians are involved in all these programs.
Yes, the Belgians. They keep up with all the developments. Since for the vehicles they haven't received yet, they are not consulted yet. For all the developments adopted for everything they've already ordered, their opinion is systematically sought for each development. We aim for similar production in France and Belgium, so we consider their opinion.
But typically the Torello, things like that. Is it because I feel like it's not the same one we have in France?
Yes, it's a feature Belgium requested at the start of the Scorpion Camo program. They insisted on involving a major manufacturer, so FLA Herstal produces the Torello for Belgian vehicles.
And so
It's a specific feature, but performs like the Arcus Torello.
we see the Serval at the booth next to us. The Belgians didn't choose it.
Yes, well, not yet. We're working on the offer, and we're in discussions with the Directors Guild of America to push an offer. Belgium clearly intends to acquire the Serval. On one hand, to equip some of these regiments in the same way as the Griffon, but also for the specific versions of the Serval that don't exist on the Griffon.
Remember, the difference is about 15 tons.
So that's the class, 15 tons.
And over there, 25.
Maximum 25.
In terms of payload, logically, this one might be reinforced in terms of armor, etc.
Surprisingly, both vehicles have the same mission. We take on the same crews, very similar crews, but in the Serval, which is smaller, we'll have fewer additional pieces of equipment and a much lower combat autonomy than in the Griffon.
That is, it's ours.
Here, it's 24 hours. Otherwise, the Griffon and Serval are very similar.
Well, on the outside, you can recognize it because it only has 4 wheels, guys, while the Griffon has 6. Thank you, Candice, thank you. Now we're at OIP Sensors. What do? OIP. They make all kinds of cameras, including small ones that can be adapted to nearly any armored ground vehicle. It ranges from the low-cost options we saw to detectors. Infrared wavelengths let you see through smoke, clouds, wet areas, and soil. Day, night. It sees day-night, which are combined with each other, meaning you can do half and half. It's still something very interesting because before, when you switched from a day optic to a night optic, it was 2 different cameras. And so switching from one to the other sometimes meant you lost the target. Sometimes with a big cannon, it wasn't even properly aligned, causing problems. They also make a lot of equipment that's adapted for weapons, so that's obviously going to please Frank. There is equipment with infrared detection that outlines detected targets, and it's already at the prototype stage. They offer systems already used by many armies and expected to be integrated here as well. Look at my buddy, he comes from Sion because he's the first Belgian manufacturer who will supply all the uniforms in every field. The fighter, the protection, the plate carriers, and then we get to Semtex. Here at Semtex, they're going to make ballistic protection, including very, very lightweight ones. You see, this one here is Class 2. That means you can protect yourself against 9mm knives and so on, obviously. And then there's all the chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear gear, which is pretty cool, and there are the new generation camouflage uniforms. It's much lighter compared to what's in Ukraine. Comfort and efficiency have really improved, which is impressive. Now we're just waiting for it to arrive there. In Belgium, too, we do electronic warfare with Senhive, right?
Yes.
Everything we detect.
We detect all drones, especially commercial, civilian, and increasingly military ones. With our systems, which are based on radio frequency, that's what we see around us. Indeed, based on radio frequency, which are completely passive and very low in power consumption. So at 20 or 30 watts, we can power them with a battery fully passive.
That means if I have a drone pilot, I can detect him.
Yes, absolutely.
I have a drone flying by, I can definitely detect it. That's good. So we know there's a drone flying. Are we able to identify its position?
Yes, absolutely. How do we do it? Thanks to the decoding of the system. So from the
Signal sent.
From the drone's radio signal, we can actually extract the position of the drone. And the pilot...
That's, DJI drones, Chinese ones, etc. That's because it's built in. But if it's a Ukrainian version where they've been hacked not to share the position, what do we do?
Yes, exactly. So in that case, we'll place at least 3 sensors, okay, and we'll do triangulation, right? So the difference in time that each signal arrives at each sensor will be able to locate the drone.
Yes, I'll make it simple for you, basically. In the same way that your 2 ears allow you to identify the origin of a sound, by spacing out the sensors, we can detect even a billionth of a second difference between sensors, which helps us identify the origin. For instance, I notice a mobile version here.
Yes, absolutely. So this mobile version, as I said earlier, thanks to the low power consumption of 20 to 30 watts, we can also power it with a battery, which means the unit will be very mobile. It offers the same performance and can be easily moved to a roof, as they did last year during the Paris Olympics, where the gendarmerie and the police used our systems to secure the games.
The police prefecture and gendarmerie use this. This is the system we see here. This is the result.
Yes, exactly. Here we have a map of Belgium with some sensors, with the data, so all the detections that have been made.
It goes a bit beyond Belgium. Here I see that it also goes beyond radio frequency, so...
Yes, exactly.
That's sound, right?
So yes, as we've seen in Ukraine, there are drones that are also operated without a radio signal, so with fiber optics. We need to create new techniques, such as acoustic or optical methods, to detect these drones at effective ranges for soldiers on the ground.
Okay, so we coordinate the 3 main types of sensors, yes.
That's right.
Optical, sound, and radio, so basically electronic monitoring to be able to define it properly. There you go, and so we have the classification of the drone. We can identify what type of drone is flying over us.
Yes, we'll see if it's a quadcopter or a fixed wing. Is it using an electronic system or a thermal one? Yes, thermal, that's right. Acoustic classification makes it possible.
Great, thanks everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please also check out the video about Thales Belgium's rockets. There are also some new things there. All right, see you soon on the channel.